Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
out there every day and educating, people learn by example. I don't think anybody has an argument with that. I think that when Huey P. Newton said that people learn basically by observation and participation, I think that everybody caught on to that. So what we're saying very simply is that if they learn by observation and participation, that we need to do more acting than we need to do writing. And I think the Black Panther Party is doing that. That we didn't talk about a Breakfast for Children program, we've got one. We're not going to tell you how many kids we intend to feed in Chicago. We're feeding 3,000 to 4,000 every week already, and I don't know how many all around the country. We're not talking about beginning to think about treating people free when they need medical services. We're opening a free health clinic in the city of Chicago in less than 3 weeks. These are the type of examples that people can relate to. The Tribune or the Daily News or sometimes no other establishment press that is a tool of these fools can belittle what we're doing, because the examples are right there. They're concrete. Just like the old saying goes, one picture's worth 1,000 words, and you've got to believe what you see. The programs are there. People have to see them, and the only people that don't see them are people that shut their eyes and fight knowledge. And people that fight knowledge will never be any good to the revolution anyway.
Yeah, Sunday service, where the sermon gets raw. Preaching liberation, raise fists, break laws. Holy text inked in the struggle, pure grit, Bibles bound in leather. But these souls won't quit. Bronze halo shining, ancestors in the pews, preaching revolution, not begging for the truce. Power in the pigment, divine and unapologetic. Holy streets paved in gold blessings, kinetic. Church bells ringing, chains breaking on sight. Every verse hitting hard, a gospel for the fight. Call and response, feel the truth in the fire. Black power reigns, elevate and inspire. Born of fire, baptized in the streets. Faith in the struggle, raise holy beats. Confessions of a hustler, sins in the smoke. But the gospel in the grind ain't no joke. This ain't no choir robes, this is black and free. Steeple reminisce on a raised fist decree. The church of black power, where truth will thrive. Welcome to Sunday service, where the spirit's alive. This ain't no choir robes, this is black and free. Steeple reminisce on a raised fist decree. The church of black power, where truth will thrive. Welcome to Sunday service, where the spirit's alive. Yeah. This ain't no choir robes, this is black and free. Steeple reminisce on a raised fist decree. The church of black power, where truth will thrive. Welcome to Sunday service, where the spirit's alive. Yeah. Get up.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, welcome back to another Sunday service, where the goal is to make Black empowerment your religion. And today, family, we got a very interesting one. We got one that needs to be talked about. Ever since we shut down the cookout, ever since we shut down the assumption of stupidity within our politics, hell, ever since we started delineating, people's been losing every little molecule of the mind that they might have had, all the little bit of sense that they might have been born with. That's gone right out the window. Whether it's when we're talking about politics or whether when we're talking about just pure street stuff, our delineation period, people are losing their minds. And it is getting to a point where you have a whole group of people looking like a bunch of damn fools. No matter what they're saying, no matter what they're doing, they can't move us off our squares, and it's making them look and feel like a bunch of damn idiots. We're actually moving into a new era. And like a snake when it's shedding its skin, we are embodying a new self-being, a new self-esteem, a new self-worth in who we are. And we're prioritizing foundational Black American freedmen, as we should. As we should. But you can look at every movement that we didn't had. We've always had opposition within every single movement that we've had. And each movement that we've had to come to the understanding at some point, sometime, that just like the Noah's Ark situation, everybody can't go. That's just what it is. Everybody cannot go. We all got those people that we love and care about, that we beat our head against the wall trying to, educate them on what's really going on, or try to give them information so that they can go and research and everything else on their own, so that they don't feel like we're just trying to indoctrinate them. Because facts are going to be facts no matter how you come across those facts, right? And we expect that people would, take that information and go do their own research so that they can be more qualified to speak in these type of conversations. But yet, those people decide and choose willingly to stay in the sunken place. They decide and choose willingly to close their eyes and stick their fingers in their ears. And it's about that time that we say, you know what? Yeah, everybody ain't allowed on the boat. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Everybody's just not allowed on the boat. I want to get into this video I came across. And it's sad because, like I said, we all have these kind of people. But before we get there, let me give a shout out to some of the folks in the chat. Salute to the ears that hears the truth. Shalom, and thank you for being here. Shalom and salute to our sister, Miss Nisi, aka Hurricane Nisi, in the building. Shalom and salute to our brother Reparations Nations. Thank you for being here. Shalom and salute to our brother Black Truth United. Thank you for being here, brother. Shalom and salute to our brother Jesse Paris. Thank you for being here. Shalom and salute to the big black God. Appreciate you for being here, my brother. Thank you for being here. Shalom and salute to our sister, Stolen Ancestors. Thank you for being here, sister. Let's see. And let's go here real quick. Thank you for, thank you to our brother, Black Truth United, for the Cash App. And thank you to Akibalon Nation for the Cash App. Appreciate you both getting it off early. All right, a pause. And salute and shout out to our sister Black Spider, who just popped up in the building. Now let's get into this clip I have here for you, because this embodies what a lot of us go through, even though we got love for these folks. It's just a headache.
There's a man in my comments that said he's been voting Democrat for 56 years, and that's never gonna change. Man, I don't know what type of witchcraft LBJ put on our parents, but Lord, freedom for the shackles. My man think that being a Democrat is his fucking nationality. My man think that being a fucking Democrat is in his DNA. My man think that being a Democrat is genetically inherited. My boy said, fuck policies. What are policies? It's Democrat all across the board for him. That is how deep the spell is. I'm convinced that our parents and grandparents were just fucked to vote, and they don't even know how to fucking vote. I don't think they realize you're supposed to research the person, no matter the party, research the person and their policies with the device that you're holding in your hand, mama. Listen, LBJ said it himself. He said, I will have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And that man said that he has been voting Democrat for 56 years. And that ain't never going to change. Now, let that simmer in your spirit.
Family, tell me we don't have a lot of them. We got a lot of people that just vote Democrat because it's a tradition and there is no substantive information to show otherwise. All they're doing is literally giving their vote to the people or whoever what party was responsible for signing the Civil Rights Act. No thoughts, no prior type of investigation into the policies that these people are bringing to your communities or taking away from your communities. Because when they create policies for other communities, all that's doing is removing resources from one community to give to another. But there's no research whatsoever. It's almost like she said, it's a straight spell. But as of recently, we've been breaking that spell. The Democrats out in California, I want to make sure I get this right. The Democrats out in California are pushing a bill called SB 13, I believe, SB 12. And what this bill does is create a service, an agency. Excuse me. Create an agency for illegal immigrants and refugees with no study. While they sat there on the floor and shut down a bill that was very similar a little under 6 months ago. Let's go here.
There's another bill, SB 12, to create an agency for immigrants and what they call refugees.
Wow.
Right now.
You got to vote against that.
But here's the kicker. They didn't have to study anything. They proposed, they introduced this bill to create the agency, Senator Gonzalez, and it's moving right now.
No opposition.
While our Black Caucus is telling us they want to study us forever.
Let's also highlight that the committee the bill presented in this week, all three of our Black Caucus members in that committee voted yes for the bill.
That's why.
Wow.
Just let y'all know.
That's why she said about those immigrants. They do need to go. We need to figure out a plan to get them out.
Get them out and run
We need to get them out.
our own candidates.
So you got people in the Congressional Black Caucus or, Congressional Coon Caucus or Congressional Immigrant Caucus. Insert name here. You got the people from the caucus voting for the bill for the agency for illegals and refugees. The same people who voted against an agency for foundational Black American freedmen a little under 6 months ago. So these people, and this is what really kills us, is that you have a lot of people who's running around here who just don't want to hear nothing about the Democrats. They don't want to hear nothing. The Republicans are just evil, evil, evil. And don't even mention being an independent. Oh, you're just giving away your vote. But they don't hold anybody accountable for things like this. They don't care that they're doing things like this. So at what point do we say, you know what, family? We got to let these people go. I mean, I love you, but everybody can't get on the boat. Everybody can't get on the boat, especially people who don't want to get on the boat in the first place. All you're going to end up doing is sabotaging the boat. Let me show you what this damn thing says here, family. This is the bill that they're actually talking about. SB 12. And here in the highlighted portion, it says, as the first bill in her 2025 legislation packet, SB 12 would provide a permanent government framework focused on streamlining services, creating grant programs, and engaging stakeholders to enhance support for immigrants and refugee families in California. How god dang treasonous is this? That you have the Democratic Party introducing this kind of legislation, Black Democrats who are supposed to be representing Black constituents in California, they're voting for this bill with no opposition. But these are the same people who shut down the agency, the Freedmen Agency for Californians less than 6 months ago. And these are the people that all these Democratic shills are running around here trying to convince us is the better option. These are the folks. These are the folks who wants us to take a step back and give Jasmine Crockett grace. Because, you know, she's Black like you. And they'll tell you that she's fighting for you. Well, if this is fighting for me, then I don't need you fighting. Let's go here. Because we're sick and tired of the shenanigans. We're sick and tired of the chicanery. Everybody can't get on the boat. Some people going to be putting holes in the boat.
How many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on them? Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
That you can have food.
So that you can have food. Now, how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are planning to send your kids to college? Because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this country.
Now, family, she just sat there with her glued on face. At this point, it ain't even just the eyelashes. But she just sat there and basically said that the illegals are making the country great. She sat here and gave a bad faith argument. How many of you are sending your children to school to do this? How many of you are sending your children to school to do that? One, it's a non sequitur because regardless of whether we're sending our children to school to do that, people in general take those roles. The majority of the people who fills those kind of roles are people who never been to college, are people who are working their way through college, are people who have a degree in a saturated market. But either way, it's illegal. It doesn't matter what or who is filling those positions. If it's not us, it's not supposed to be happening. That's it. And she's sitting here basically acting like she's representing. If this is representation, I don't need it. We don't need it. That's not what representation looks like. And with the whole situation about the jobs and everything like that, who's going to do these jobs? We already know who's going to do these jobs. They just don't like the fact that we're telling you the truth about how you're going to get us to do these jobs. Let's go here real quick. Shout out to our sister ZZ.
Americans, lock in. NBA, lock in. Lock in. I was having a conversation last night with a friend of mine, and he was like, yeah, you know, it's kind of sad what Trump doing out here. It was a bunch of construction workers in my neighborhood. It was like 30 of them, you know, and like 20 of them got fired because they was illegal. And I was talking to the manager, you know, on site, and he was like, yeah, man, you know, it's messed up, bro. Like, you know, if you know anybody, you know, tell them we need help. And I was like, damn, for real? So it's 20 jobs open for 20 brothers in your neighborhood? Because I feel for the illegals. Hey, look, you got to go home. You may have built stuff here. I mean, hey, I get it. It's sad. But at the same time, the people that will benefit from them losing the job will be the people who should have had it in the first place. Foundational Black Americans. Can't fight for our own if we fighting for everybody else's. Lock in.
Period. Period, point in black. I don't even understand why people would think that it's okay that she's Jasmine Crockett is fighting for everybody else that isn't within our community. But to make it even worse, to be fighting for people who aren't even a part of our country. They're not even citizens. ZZB out here, what she said is absolutely correct, especially when it comes to the fact that, okay, they lost jobs, but guess who's going to fill those jobs? There's 20 jobs open for brothers right now in that situation and scenario that she's speaking about. You don't think people are rushing to go get those jobs? But Jasmine Crockett will have you believe that these are the people who are making our country great. These illegals. Well, are these the same illegals that she's speaking about? Because I'm kind of lost. There's a lot of bull stuff going on in here if she's talking about these people.
Look at my name. Oh, look at my. Oh. Oh, shit. Shit.
So those are the people that she's saying is making the country great? I mean, it don't look like it to me. But this is who she chose to cap for. She tossed on her Superman cape real quick. And everybody ain't gonna be able to damn go. This is just what it is. Because she damn sure got a whole damn fan base who are sitting here trying to convince us that ain't nothing wrong with what she be saying. Ain't nothing wrong with Jasmine Crockett. There's something wrong with us for holding Jasmine Crockett's feet to the fire because, you know, we really shouldn't be doing that because she's black. Right? Never mind that she's using her blackness to push everyone else's agenda but ours. And then try to talk stuff to us as if we're dumb for even thinking about wanting our agenda pushed. For even calling her out for pushing everybody else's agenda. We're the dumb ones. And some people, they think that she's being fooled. They don't think that she knows what she's doing. Jasmine Crockett is an attorney, and they think that she don't know what she's doing. She's being an unwillful fool. Like I said, everybody can't go. Let's go here.
I have no issue whatsoever with AOC and Jasmine. I probably am their biggest fans, honestly. My issue, though, are how Democratic voters talk about them for a couple of reasons. Number one, let's keep in mind these are two women of color early in their career. This is a Black woman and a Latina, and so
women of color early in their career. Let's start that over. I don't know what's going on here.
I have no issue whatsoever with AOC and Jasmine. I probably am their biggest fan, honestly. My issue, though, are how Democratic voters talk about them for a couple of reasons. Number one, let's keep in mind these are two women of color early in their career. This is a Black woman and a Latina, and so often people throw their names out like an attack dog or like a mule for the Democratic Party. I don't like that. They should not be put into every fight because the white men that have been in office for 100 years don't want to do it, Chuck Schumer. I don't like that. And so if you start paying attention how people mention them, they always mention them to come do a fight. This shouldn't be for them. And when you look at also to the demographic of the people who voted against Al Green, the people that voted for this CR, they don't look like Jasmine and AOC. So to me, this is y'all issue. This is white supremacy. And so they're doing an excellent job, but I just want us to be mindful of the burden that you're putting on women of color to take on all of this. And they're still very new in their careers.
Notice how this woman, she just basically talked about how, well, you know, they're putting Jasmine and AOC up as the front for these white men who don't want to do it themselves. If they didn't want to do it, they wouldn't be up front. What they're doing is they're trying to put their face up front. They're trying to become the face of the movement. They want to be the face of the Democrats. That's a goal for them because they see themselves one day leading the party. Now, whether or not that happens, that's questionable. But for you to sit here and act as if they're just unwitting participants, they don't know nothing, it's disgraceful. And it's a lie.
And the people that voted for this CR, they don't look like Jasmine and AOC. So to me, this is y'all issue. This is white supremacy. And so they're doing an excellent job, but I just want us.
That's another thing. Notice how she brought up it's white supremacy. In the very same way that these people be getting upset saying, especially with the Jasmine Crockett and the walkout situation with Al Green, there's been a lot of people online talking about, well, if they don't want to stand with them, then why should we vote for them? So I say, during this next election, in the midterms, we don't vote for them. We get them out of there. Basically, making an excuse for one, the low turnout that's going to end up happening if they don't do nothing for us regardless. And then two, now they're trying to make it seem like they can see white supremacy because it's happening to these black girls or this Latina girl. But y'all wasn't able to see white supremacy. And all that time Joe Biden was sitting behind that chair, in that office, and behind that desk, in the Oval Office, committing some of the most heinous acts against black Americans. You couldn't see white supremacy there. Jasmine Crockett is running around here trying to replace us with illegal workers, and you don't see the white supremacy there. This is the logic these people be using.
Us to be mindful of the burden that you're putting on women of color to take on all of this, and they're still very new in their careers. The other thing for me is I've watched AOC grow, and she was given some space to grow. I think especially in the Biden administration, we saw her grow to being excellent in committees and really growing on the other part. She's great at communication, we know that, but also growing in the key role of being
family. She needs to get off her knees. I ain't never seen somebody get glazed so hard. I promise you, this is a glazing that is not deserved. It'll be one thing if you can actually put facts behind what she's saying. But AOC is not a brilliant woman. And just because she has a brown face doesn't mean you need to glaze her so-called achievements. That's a damn, it's pathetic and it's pitiful. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Black Truth, if she was paid, because, the Democrats have been doing that a lot, a hell of a lot. It's the only play they really got left because they can't get no genuine grassroots support. But let's go here. I don't want to hold this up. This thing here is skipping for some reason, but I want to go here. Let's go to this next person. Let's go here. Because these folks, they're just delusional. Willfully delusional.
Are we high? And I'm not being funny, but I just heard Jasmine Crockett in a video attempting to explain to the American people that her words were misconstrued by the American media to paint a picture that she said people don't need these stimulus checks, right? When really what she said is, you're talking about stimulus checks. We're talking about and $5,000, which, side note, $2,500 for a single person, $5,000 for a family. But you're talking about stimulus checks or whatever this nonsense is, and we're talking about jobs. What is $5,000 to a person without a job?
Family. She said the same thing and it didn't sound any stupider. $5,000 to a person without a job is a couple of months' rent. $5,000 to a person who don't have a job is groceries, childcare, to look for a job. $5,000 can do a lot for a person who don't have a job. So why these people keep coming out saying things that makes no sense? Makes no sense. $5,000 could help somebody find a job. You can hire a recruiting a coach or something like that to help you get a job. You could pay for training so you can get a different job than you had previous. Like $5,000 is a lot of money to do many things for a person who don't have the means to get $5,000. So this tone deaf divine nine talk, it isn't helping these people. And these are the people that you tend to deal with on the average. It's somebody who's been in the divine nine or the scamming nine. It's people who are literally Democrat shields, either paid or voluntary. And it's people who have no education. They only move in fear because the Democratic Party keeps their constituents fearful. These are the typical people that we deal with. But yet she sat here and tried to convince you that getting $5,000 without getting a job or having a job won't do anything for you. It'll keep you off the damn streets long enough for you to find you something, won't it? And that's why I'm saying we got to start beating our heads against the wall. We got to just understand not everybody can get on the ark. That's just what it is. Not everybody can get on the ark. There was a lot of people that drowned. And if you notice, the only people that got on the ark was family. And these people are proving themselves not to be that. They're proving themselves to be opposition. So if they got on a boat, like I said, they would be putting holes all throughout it. Let's continue.
Why is she having to do this? Why is it that the one person, one of the only people who are standing up for us as a people, why are you forcing her to prove to you that she's doing what she said she's doing? Why does Jasmine Crockett have to make a video telling you what's obvious, which you could very easily go Google for yourself?
Because we heard what she said. Even if you go and Google that full clip does not change the context in which she's speaking. You can't just clip what a person says and fully take it out of context when the person fully puts it into a context where you can't take it out of. There was no room for a mistake because she made sure there was no room for a mistake. What is $5,000 going to do for you? Or what is $5,000 going to do for you without a job? Either way. And it's really tone deaf that you're sitting here trying to force the issue into something else that it really isn't. That's just what it is. Shout out to Miss Niecy. Yeah, she wants to be a star. She wants to be the star of the Democrats. She wants to be the next Nancy Pelosi. That's what she wants. AOC wants the same thing. AOC wanted to be Nancy Pelosi, and then Nancy Pelosi bopped her on the head and made her sit down. And we ain't heard her talk up against Nancy Pelosi since. But that's who they want to be. They want to get in that position. They know Nancy ain't about to be there much longer. They know for damn sure Nancy ain't about to be there much longer. So they're trying their hardest to campaign for that job. Absolutely, Black Spider. It ain't nobody's business what we do with our money. And it ain't nobody's business what it can do for you. Just hand that shit, just hand it over. Excuse me, I was about to go off on. Just hand it over and let us do what it do. Remember during the first the plan gimmick when they gave out the first stimulus checks? Do you know how many businesses were started? See, people don't even take that into account. That $5,000 can help a lot of people, especially people who are business owners who are struggling, who can't get the funding that they need in order to keep their business going. These people are simply delusional or diabolical because they god dang know. They know what we can do with it. And that's why they don't want us to have it, because they want to be able to run off of us being poverty stricken. Because if we don't need them, then what's the use of having them? So they got to create a need in order for us to actually want to vote for them and keep voting them in. That's why nothing has never changed in over 60 years. We've been voting for them because they needed to have a need. And if things change, then they won't be needed anymore. This is why they're trying to keep us poverty stricken. So while people like this is sitting here trying to cape for Ratchet Crockett, Mrs. Snuffleupagus herself, we're actually seeing what's happening on the ground. We're actually seeing what's happening in the grassroots. And it has a whole lot to do with the type of policies that Jasmine Crockett has been pushing. It got a whole lot to do with people like her who take advantage of the system for her own pockets. But then when the system says, you know what, let's put a little money in their pocket, she's like, no, hell no, we won't go. No. Shout out to the ears that hear the truth. Thank you for your donation, sister. I appreciate you. This is the type of people that they're putting in front of you to try to combat the black grassroots. But we got too much sense. Too much sense. And this is why we're telling people everybody cannot get on the boat. We got to let some of these folks go. And y'all can sit there and you can either try and swim and campaign for a slot on the boat if you really want to, or you can drown. But either way, the boat's taking off.
Go pull up the interview for yourself. Why are we always destroying the people who are trying to help us the most? Because I get it. We all love to yell about AOC and what AOC is doing. But do you have any idea what it's like for a black woman in Texas? Much less a black woman in Texas who is in leadership.
Did she just call AOC a black woman in Texas? Did she? Did she just call AOC a black woman in Texas? Did she blend AOC and Jasmine Crockett together?
Much less a black woman in Texas who is in leadership. Like for a black woman, AOC and what AOC is doing, who are trying to help us the most. Because I get it. We all love to yell about AOC and what AOC is doing. But do you have any idea what it's like for a black woman in Texas? Much less a black woman in Texas who is in leadership, much less a black woman in Texas in leadership with a opinion that goes against majority. And you're over here yelling and listening to mainstream media like they don't lie about any and everything.
Woman. I almost called this woman out of her name. We heard her out her own mouth. She continuously go place after place after place, spewing the same talking points. What the hell are you talking about? Maybe, yeah, she does look like a little a younger Mammy Winfrey, little Mammy Winfrey. Yeah, I can give you that. But what the hell is she talking about? I'm literally wanting to know whether she thinks that we are that forgetful that we won't remember the prior interview that she did, and the interview before that, and the interview before that, and the interview before that. That's just crazy. And this mammy behavior, like you said, Black Spider, you're absolutely right. That's the behavior that they love in the Democratic Party. That's that behavior that they love. They love it too in the Republican Party. Don't get me wrong. They love them a mammy too. But the Democrat, the mammy is going to be more, I can't believe you. I can't believe you going after your fellow sister. She black like you. You don't know how it is for a black woman. But the Republican mammy is more like, white people are not all that bad. We need to stop blaming them for our issues when we're the ones out here being ratchet like Jasmine. That's how they really look at it from both sides. But let's go here because Mammy Winfrey over here, she's making me sick, nauseous, very nauseous. Let's go here because this is hilarious.
Jasmine Crockett wants you to believe that she is just some career politician and that she is just the best at what she does. She ran in a soft election. Soft. And this is not an attack against the person that she ran against. His name is Jamar Jefferson, and he was a libertarian candidate. We all know typically the libertarian candidates take the least votes in most all elections.
There's nothing more pathetic than to watch a Black woman desperately try, and I do emphasize the word try, to tear down another successful, high achieving Black woman. When you, as a Black woman, have positioned yourself.
Family, you got Lin out here talking about the Black on Black situation. Why is she even in the business? And then when she starts the defense of Jasmine Crockett, they start playing a violin in the background. This is what they emboldened these people to do.
In most all elections.
There's nothing more pathetic than to watch a Black woman desperately try, and I do emphasize the word try, to tear down another successful, high achieving Black woman. When you, as a Black woman, have positioned yourself to be used as nothing more than a useful idiot in the destruction of your own existence. And what are you running for? Running to be nothing more than a tap dancer for the same group of people who are proud that their ancestors put our ancestors up in trees for their amusement.
Family, did she say ours? Did she say our ancestors up in trees?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Ours?
Trees for their amusement. Proud that their ancestors put our ancestors up in trees for their amusement.
Oh, family, they out here trying to They out here trying to hijack lynching. What kind of crap is going on? Salute to Kid Gravity. Thank you for being here, brother. What is going on? Lin just said our ancestors. They were hanging our ancestors. What is going on? We're in the Twilight Zone right now. When she wake up in the morning, does she see a black woman in the mirror? I am confused. Does she see an old 60-year-old black woman from the Jim Crow South? I'm confused. Who is this woman? Does she have any relation to black people? More specifically, foundational Black Americans. Who is this woman? This woman said,
Their ancestors put our ancestors up in trees for their amusement. Because he does have the endorsement of the Klan. Now, I've had my own issue with Democrats, but policy-wise, you haven't been able to articulate why you switched to MAGA, especially since we are now only 40 days into the Dump administration, and Dump himself is already projecting that we will be in a recession because he's tanked his own economy. In just 40 short days, Dump is already managing to destroy.
Okay, that's Kimora Lee's sister. All right, so she is half black then. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Kid Gravity, because I was baffled. I was shocked. I just couldn't get it through my mind where she got it in her mind that it was our ancestors. Oh, that's a joke. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because god dang it, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I was gonna give it to her like, okay, she's Kimura. All right, she's mixed. All right. No, okay, back to it then. No.
Destroy the country at record speed. The economy tanking, groceries skyrocketing, stock market plummeting, planes literally falling from the actual sky, farmers losing their land, healthcare under attack, Social Security also under attack, married women's voting rights on the chopping block under the SAVE Act. Meanwhile, on the world stage, the US has become a global embarrassment, isolated from our allies, rapidly losing superpower status, and teetering on the wrong side of World War III because we can no longer be trusted. And on top of all of that, you're proudly capping for a 34-time felon, a man found liable of sexual assault, twice impeached and 6 times bankrupt. And
but these people had no problem with the dude who was running around smelling women's hair. They ain't have no problem with the dude who was walking around smelling children. Oh, that wasn't an issue at all. I'm just kind of confused by that. And apparently America was more trustworthy with that guy in office. I am confused. Now, I don't like Trump either, but damn it, I can't agree to that. I can't agree to that. That's just my personal opinion.
you're not embarrassed. So tell me, as a Black woman, how exactly are you winning under this Fourth Reich? Because even Elon Musk, a white male billionaire, is taking massive losses under this administration. You can go ahead and bet your last tap shoe that you're not winning either.
So the Asian woman is running around here telling Black women that they ain't winning, wagging the finger to Black women. If Elon Musk, boo-hoo for Elon. I don't give a damn about Elon, but ain't nothing gonna change anything different that we ain't already been through. That's it. Ain't nothing changing. But they want you to believe that it is. It's hilarious. Miss Swan's apprentice. Hakeem, motherfucker. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's go here though. I want to bring us back here because this guy here is the hilarious one. But well, actually, the one after him is hilarious. But this dude here, he's a core reason as well why everybody can't get on the boat. That's just it's this right here. Peep this, family. This dude lost all sense in his head.
This is to the motherfucking Negroes who's on here bashing Jasmine Crockett about a motherfucker $5,000 stimulus check that you broke motherfuckers ain't gonna get. You dumb motherfuckers took her motherfucking words out of content and y'all ran with it. But I'ma speak for Jasmine Crockett. I'ma speak for her. Fuck you broke motherfuckers. It ain't her fault you got 6 motherfucking kids by 6 different baby daddies and none of them taking care of their ass. That's your fault. It ain't her fucking fault that your dumb ass dropped out of fucking school before 8th grade of high school. That's your fucking fault. But it's always free shit. Motherfuckers gotta win y'all hard by offering y'all some free shit. If you dumb motherfuckers would have saw the whole interview, you would have understood what she was saying. But now you motherfuckers don't read, you motherfuckers don't listen, you motherfuckers can't even write. But y'all want that free shit. Newsflash, ain't nobody getting no fucking $5,000 from nobody. But y'all on here bashing her like y'all understood what she was saying. Man, y'all keep y'all broke ass on social media. Find some way to make some money, man. Find some way to make some money. It's always free shit. Go do something with your fucking life. Do something with your fucking life, man. On here bashing that lady, man, like she said something wrong. This motherfucker been fighting for us truly for the last 4-5 years. But y'all gonna come with this pussy ass train to my sheet. She don't want to get nobody no 5,000. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody getting no motherfucking $5,000. It's always you broke motherfuckers who always want some free shit, man. I want free shit, man. Ain't nobody getting no free shit from Trump. So you can bash her all you want to. Trump ain't giving your ass shit on this fucking app, man. Y'all some fucking clowns, man. Y'all some fucking clowns, man. You broke motherfuckers. I need some free shit. I want that stimulus check. You don't need shit, man. Get your ass up and go work, man. Get your ass up and go hustle, man. Do something with your fucking life. Build something with your fucking life. $5,000 you do get it. How long is it gonna last your ass? You're gonna be broke when it's gone. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. On here bashing that lady, man. Y'all some ignorant clowns, man.
Family. Y'all roasting the hell out of this man in the room, in the chat. I see it, man. This dude right here, the waves, the waves. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes, he sounds like Tommy Sotomayor. He sounds like this dude here cuss so damn much. I could I was going to censor it. But he was cussing so much, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to let this rock because this dude he was just heated about Jasmine, wasn't he? He was mad that people be calling her out for her shenanigans. What's 5,000 gonna do for you? As soon as you get it, it's gonna be gone. Okay, what does that mean? Doesn't mean that she's any more right than we are. We're actually in the correct and she's in the false. And this dude, he over here, he can't even catch a breath without saying the F-bomb every second after every second with his forehead peeling backwards, his hairline running to the back of his scalp, and he over here looking like an old version of a corrupt who never made it. I don't even know. What would his rap name be? What would his rap name be? Leave it in the chat. I want to know what y'all think on that. Because this dude here is hilarious, but not as hilarious as this guy here. This guy here is going to be the laugh of the day. So let's hit that. I want y'all to see how messed up these folks are. Peep this out, family.
Okay, I have a
Let me tell
question.
y'all, I thought I was done for the night,
Chris
but
Hayes,
this,
I just want to know how difficult was it for you to look at that lifted lace wig on Jasmine
I can't
Crockett's
even believe
interview?
that this
I
fool
just
got
wanted
on
to
here
not get on
to
live TV,
degrade
not
Jasmine
pull my
Crockett,
wig down so that it would
the
not run back
voice
during the
that's
interview.
fighting for
It was
her.
so distracting for me.
You
I'm
was
sitting up here
distracted
talking
because
and I
you
can tell in
dumb.
his eyes that he's like,
I can tell in your eyes
what?
that you didn't understand the words that she was
He was trying to
saying.
keep his
So
professional
that's
composure.
why you
And I
got
don't think
distracted.
anybody alerted her that, hey, this is
No
a
one needed to alert her because that's not what she was there for.
whereas
So
those
it
that have
didn't
to hear it on
matter.
camera. That Jasmine Crockett, she's just a whole mess.
You a whole
I
mess
just wonder if she
for
looked at that
degrading another black
because
woman who
I was
fighting
trending
for
on
the
the
right for
whole video.
you to have some rights.
This man, why is these bussy dudes so bussified when they come out? They're just so angry about this. This dude said, you mad because she fighting for the rights for you to have some rights. No, she isn't. She's fighting for the rights of literally illegals to work in a country illegally. She's fighting for the right to cross the border illegally. Take American jobs illegally. That's what she's fighting for. She's fighting for the Ukraine and Zelensky. She's fighting for abortion. But us? No, my guy. You are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. Yeah, Roland's cousin. Sounds like Rainbow Rolling. And I saw those names that y'all put in the chat too. That y'all got me dying over here. DJ Dusty, Musty Dusty, Boule Biggie, Nova Cap, Nate. This one had me rolling because it just took me back to just a beep, beep, beep. If I'd have censored that, that's all you would have heard every second. Beep, 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 beep. That's it. That's all. But family, these folks, these are the folks that we're going to have to leave behind, family. We are. We're just going to have to get on the boat and we're going to have to sail off. These people, there's nothing you can tell them that'll help them understand why it's a detriment to even still be a part or sit by that plantation of the Democrats or any plantation at that. Let's go here.
Explain why. Because all I'm seeing from you and all the other good blacks, the good ones in the comments, is that you don't like how she speaks in that setting. And your examples that you gave was her saying things like child and girl, like how a lot of us usually speak, how a lot of us black women usually speak. So I don't understand why that would make you hate this woman. I don't get it. I don't understand why that would be a problem for you, because are you saying that people who speak like us do not deserve to be in those positions? Because it can't be her qualifications. If she's qualified and she's doing her job and she's doing it how she's supposed to do it, why is it a problem for her to speak like, in the way she usually speaks, the way a lot of us usually speak?
Because she don't really speak like that. Because she's cosplaying. Because she's using that ghetto impression to push a narrative that is unbecoming to our people. Salute. Black Truth, exactly. Because her job is to destroy us. And to destroy Black progress, to interrupt Black progress. That's why. There's a lot of people that just can't go.
Why is it a problem for somebody that looks and speaks like us to be in that position and for you to have a problem with it? I don't understand. Why would child and girl and stuff like that, why would that be an issue for you? It's not making any sense to me. Because she does what she's supposed to do.
Really? So she does what she's supposed to do. So she's supposed to be running around here trying to basically give illegals Americans jobs. She's supposed to lie and say that it isn't illegal to cross the border without papers or visas. She's supposed to be running around here putting on the cape for Ukraine and Zelensky. She's supposed to be running around here talking about how she's rooting for Mexico and Canada. She's supposed to be running around here doing these things as a Texas representative. What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Like I said, there's a lot of people that just you just bang your head against the wall if you let them continue to move the conversation, because they have no logic in their reasoning, family. All of their logic goes out the window when speaking about the Democratic Party, when speaking about people like Jasmine Crockett. But ours don't. And that's what they don't like. We got a very long memory. And we're also very, very intelligent. Let's go here.
Have you guys noticed that recently, since things have been going very, very bad for the Democratic Party and all of this junk and all of the money laundering and everything else you can imagine that has been revealed, haven't y'all noticed that even outside of this, whenever this stuff starts happening, they start throwing black female politicians out in front of our face? Like all of a sudden, I'm seeing an influx of black female politicians. And this message is for my people. You guys have to understand this is a game. This is a game. They're using these racial tensions in order to get you to not see what's actually right in front of your face. So that when these black female politicians with their power and their voice and my head is bald and I'm strong, I'm a strong black woman, when you start seeing that, understand they're trying to take your attention away from the actual truth, what's actually going on. They want you to play into the race baiting. They want you to think that the Republican or Trump administration that is coming after the terrible things that have been going on for many, many years, that it has nothing to do with our money, but it has everything to do with race, because he's racist, remember? So when you see him going after and exposing this BS that's been going on, and then you start seeing these black faces, they're trying to make you think that he's attacking them as black people. He's attacking the people, that have this front runner, the face of blackness. But here's something I want you to understand. There's this politician, I forgot her name is Omar. She's the one with the head wrap. Now, she looks like she might be from Africa, South Africa, maybe, or Ethiopian or something like that. That woman came into office at her wealth was at like 65,000 a year. Do you know she's worth over $84 million now? And she was just recently voted out, thank goodness. But see, they have her in the front runner. I am here and I am strong and they can't stop me. It's an act. Don't fall for it. Stop thinking every single thing that Trump is doing is attacking black people. He's literally getting us our money back. We're literally finding out why we've been so broke and the people up top just been juggling all the money and keeping it away from. That's what's really in front of you. The people that you've been following and voted for, possibly, they've been laundering your money. They've been stealing from you. And just because they throw a few black women, that's part of the boule. Okay, they part of the system. They're working for them too. They're working for them too.
Just because they throw a few black women in your face does not mean that you have to agree with them. They're working for them too. All skin folk, what? Ain't kinfolk.
That's it. That's all. And people seem, and I said this a few times before, people have become way too trusting within the government. Just regardless. A lot of people, especially within our community, have become way too trusting within the government. Even with all the information we have, the history we have in this country, people have become way too trusting. And so they find people like Jasmine Crockett. They find people like Ilhan Omar. They find people like the Presley girl, chick, whatever, Ayanna Presley. And they try to see themselves in these people because they look like you. When we know in our history that there have been people that look like us that put holes in the boat. This is the history of our people. There's always been some bootlick, tap dancing, shoe shining Negro who would put a hole in the boat as soon as we start floating. And while we're talking about putting holes in the boat, that goes for you people like, let's go here. This person definitely can't go. This person definitely can't go because he's been putting holes in the boat. He's been trying to put holes in the boat for a very long time. Let's go here.
Pleased to meet you, man. Nigeria? Oh, man. Was you born in Nigeria or here? Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa? Ah, okay. That's what's up. Well, you know, our spiritual system is going to be based off the Yoruba, you know. Oh, man, the young king. The young king came to help out my Nigerian Yoruba brother. Tell him who you is, king. We got the young king all the way from Nigeria.
The kid don't he look uncomfortable? This kid did not expect to be on camera. He just walked up, he just wanted to talk to Umar. Umar put a goddamn shovel in his hand, told him to get to work. I am amused.
Pan-Africanism of Parish, Yoruba Nation is in the building. You know, I met the Oni of Ifa in Ghana 2 weeks ago. You heard me? The Oni of Ifa, the highest ranking leader of the Yoruba system in Yoruba land. Yes, sir.
Hey, that dude didn't give a damn. He's like, hey, you know, I met the Ifan Kuda or whatever the hell he said. And the kid looking at him like, huh? What's that? Oh yeah, then he has to explain it to him. And the kid's like, oh, okay. Like, nigga, so? Like, okay.
The building, you know, I met the Oni of Ifa in Ghana 2 weeks ago. You heard me? The Oni of Ifa, the highest ranking leader of the Yoruba system in Yoruba land. Yes, sir. Young King came to help me out. Look at that. The other brother volunteered too, so I want to give him a shout up the street. Appreciate you, man. You done, E? Come down here for a minute. Let me show you something. I still want to talk to you. No, I ain't going nowhere.
I still want to talk to you about something. I ain't going nowhere. He was not trying to help this man at all. He just walked up to have a conversation with the dude, and the dude literally stuck a shovel in this kid's hand. And the kid felt obligated. He's like, oh. Then the dude tried to walk off. The kid like, hey, man, I was trying to talk to you. I ain't going nowhere. Don't worry. Just keep shoveling. Keep shoveling. You keep digging.
Our young kings helping us out. To the rescue. My Nigerian brother came to the rescue. Y'all can take all that FBA, ADOS crap wherever you got it from. We Pan-Africanism around here. It's all Africans for everybody. We all family around here.
Like I said, this man cannot go. This man has been putting holes in the boat for a while now. Excuse me.
Young kings helping us out. To the rescue. My Nigerian brother came to the rescue. Y'all can take all that FBA, ADOS crap wherever you got it from. We Pan-Africanism around here. It's all Africans for everybody. We all family around here.
Except it's not Africans for Black Americans. Except it's not Africans for foundational Black American freedmen. Except it's not Africans for reparations for the descendants of American slavery. No, it's not Africans for everyone. Africans are not literally, they're literally not for everyone because they're literally not for their own Africans that's like right next door to them. Y'all in the same damn continent and y'all can't get along. So what are you talking about is Africans for everyone? No, what you're trying to do is say it's Black Americans for everyone, and we're not doing that. We're done with that crap. That's on you. You need to handle that. Aren't you Ghanaian? Didn't you go get your citizenship? I mean, I could have swore you went and got your citizenship over there. So no.
Get somebody else to do it.
We operate on the oneness. Yes, indeed. I got my young king helping me out all the way from Nigeria. This is a Pan-African institution. If you got a problem organizing with Africans from all over the world, then you got a problem with me. I want to say that right now.
Why does he keep saying all the way from Nigeria as if the dude doesn't live in America? That makes absolutely no sense. The kid lives in America, which means he was either born here or they moved here. So he didn't come all the way from Nigeria to help you. It's a misnomer. You're being deceitful. Nigga probably lived right around the corner and walked up and saw you doing it and then decided to say what's up to you, and then you got him and put him to work. He did not float all the way from Nigeria. They don't even travel through Nigeria to fix their own damn lands. What the hell? Why would he come all the way from Nigeria to help you scoop snow off the side of the damn? Get out of here, Umar. Get out of here, man. You're just.
Austin FBA, you're not allowed at this school if you got issues with African people. If you don't see yourself as one, you cannot come here.
One, I don't think anybody's trying to go to your school. Two, I don't think anybody's trying to send their kids over to a school that teaches them that they should nullify their lineage in order to satisfy everybody else. People who have no tie to you, no tie to the land. No, I don't think anybody would send their children to your school. Furthermore, it's not that we have a problem with them, it's they have a problem with us. And they continue to show it. We're supposed to be the bigger man. We're supposed to walk, just turn the other cheek, huh? No. See, when I get slapped, I slap back. I don't turn the other cheek so I can get hit twice. And my slap back is it is incredibly heavy-handed. I'll slap you and you tend to do a 360 spin before you hit the ground. So you can't get mad at us for slapping back when we was slapped in the first damn place. These people are telling you, oh man, you shouldn't worry about that slap. Be bigger than that. And I'm here to tell you, hell no, be petty as hell. Be the pettiest you can be. Teddy Pendergrass. Petty, Tom Petty. Yes, Miss Neezy. Nut punch. Punch, slap, kick, punch is all in the mind. Do a goddamn super kick. You slap me. See, we ain't walking around here with that mindset of the old Negro. Damn all that forgive. With that boomerang, exactly. We ain't for the shenanigans. So I don't know what Dr. Umar is talking about when he said if you got a problem with them, when it's clearly always a one-sided situation and they act like we're not supposed to be defending ourselves.
School, if you got issues with African people, if you don't see yourself as one, you cannot come here. This is a Pan-African institution.
So are you going to tell that to, the Africans who I guess choose to send their children to your schools? Because they're at war with each other. They ain't even on the shores of America. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even them who donated the money and the funds that you used to get the school in the first damn place. So you're now telling the people who donated the funds to you to not come to this damn school if you got a problem with people who didn't donate funds to you. Okay.
Everything we do in the name of global African solidarity, global African unity, global African organization. If you got a problem with that, don't come, because all you're going to do is end up in the book of Negroes.
All right, family. So this man talking about African unity, global African unity. But there's a problem with that. You can't be running around here trying to get us on this global African unity, and the Africans are over here trying to push erasure of us and our people over here. That makes absolutely no sense. Salute to you, Black Spider. Thank you for your Cash App and your donation. It's blessed tenfold. I appreciate your contribution. That makes no sense. These folks are over here pushing erasure on us, and he's over here trying to push global African unity. I know y'all saw this.
From America, and apparently in some of his comments, Americans are pissed off that he's not. They're saying like, "Where's the British food that you're eating?" Because he's enjoying Trinidadian food and road. He's going around all the restaurants. And
fuck off! Because he does that. He does that in America. I've seen him.
No. He has had British food though.
Yeah,
he has.
He has.
There's all these
But about that particular comment, he does that in America. He doesn't only eat like whatever He doesn't only eat soul food, and even things like even what is American food. But if you think about that, it's the influence from the Africans. That's what
And other
that's
communities.
American food is influence from the Africans. Now, notice she didn't say Black American food because all they know is Black American food is American food. So she now grabs the whole of Americans' food and say it's a version of African food. So does that mean hamburgers? Does that mean waffles? You have to explain that to me, and then you have to give me a correlation to how that is even possible when most of the food that we cook in our soul food isn't even native over there in Africa. It makes absolutely no sense. But it only makes sense if you're trying to tie yourself into the greatness of Black Americans so that you can now say everything that we accomplish is because of Mother Africa, when that's a nonsensical lie and a nonsensical statement. And we're going to get deeper into it, but let's let her continue.
Other communities, but it is the influence from that. But because they want to separate themselves so much from that, where do you think this shit comes
and I think
from?
there's the misunderstanding to what they don't understand that actually they don't understand that we have our own version of soul food. That, and though we call it.
How do you have your own version of soul food when we created the term soul food? How? The term soul in itself is a creation of us. And I'm not saying in the, terms of spirit soul. I mean soul. Like Soul Train, Soul Food, Soul Brother. That's us. Wasn't no African running around here talking about soul. That makes no sense. So how do you have a variation of a soul food when you never use the term soul for anything in your culture? So what you're doing is you're taking Nigerian food or Ghanaian food and you're calling it soul food when it's not. It didn't come from the struggle. It didn't come from the fields of the slaves in America. To even try to put yo guap, a goop, a gobbity goop in the same dang category as soul food is disrespectful. But these are the people that Dr. Umar wants you to have camaraderie with. The same people who's trying to push a narrative of erasure on us. And she didn't give no examples. Let's see if she gives any examples of what her soul food is.
We might say it's African food or Nigerian food, Ghanaian food, Caribbean food, Canadian food, and traditional dishes. We have soul food over here. Soul food isn't exclusive to Americans. We just don't call it soul food.
We have soul food over here. No, you don't have anything over there. Even in the UK. The UK have traditional dishes from other countries. And none of them could ever be considered soul food. Because none of you have the soul or the major spirit that we have that brought that food to us. That kept us alive. That kept everybody on the plantation fed. Taking the little bit of knickknacks that was given to us, the little bit of scraps, and making sure that there was enough to feed the whole damn family. You don't have that, and you never will. That's just what the facts are. But let's get into this because I want you to see what the hell they're trying to say qualifies as goddamn soul food. Let's go here. This is what they're calling soul food, family. And we got to make sure that we call this out.
And then it's all right. And do they really think that they could pull the wool over your eyes, Lord? Do they really think that by faking they will say that they will get the same? And then it's all right. And do they really think that they could pull the wool?
Family, look at that top plate and look at that bottom plate. Tell me, is that soul food? Does that look anything like soul food? Does it even look appetizing? Because I would say it doesn't look like soul food. It don't look appetizing. And I'm pretty sure there would be no comparison at all. At all. Let's go here. Because there was this rapper. I don't know the rapper, but there was this rapper who ordered some African food. And so I'm going to have to trust this dude's taste buds on it because I damn sure don't want to try it for myself. So let's go here.
This shit tastes just like Dookie. It tastes exactly how it looked. This Play-Doh shit, they talking about don't chew it, just swallow. I'm not swallowing nothing. I'm gonna keep the rice. The rice was okay. The Isanyagi, I couldn't even eat it no more. It was okay when I first tasted it, but after I ate this shit, my mouth taste buds is all off and wandering all over the place. I need McDonald's now. Like, what's this clunks and chunks? This shit. Yeah, whatever.
That's it right there, Miss Nisi. That was that foo-foo back there.
Village.
That little white mush back there, that's foo-foo. And that's supposed to be what they say their variation of cornbread. Foo-foo. Their variation of cornbread. No.
Whatever, whoever. I don't want to try nothing. Shit. This shit.
Family, look at this stuff. Doesn't even look appetizing. Like I said, their food never looks appetizing. It just looks like a bunch of literal feces tossed into a bowl. And if it tastes anything, anywhere near like how it looks, I pray for the brother. I pray for his stomach. Is this what they be eating when they be shitting in the woods? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is me too, Miss Nisi. I just had to bring it to you. I had to show you. There is literally no comparison when it comes to our food, soul food, versus their food, traditional African food. Insert country here. And this is why we can't get along, Dr. Umar. We're not running around here pushing African erasure. As Pan-Africans and as somebody who's an ex-Pan-Africanist, and most of us came out of Pan-Africanism, we have never went around trying to push the erasure of Africans. All we've ever did was uplift Africans. We fought to bring people here so that we could have camaraderie with them. We fought to bring people here so that we can work together and they won't be under some oppressive regime. We can kind of help each other. You can get out of there and come here, and then we can work together to fight against the oppression. That was never reciprocated. That was never a back and forth with us. So now that we're saying hell to the nah, we're seeing more and more how they, well, if we can't be around you, we're just going to try to take your history. We're just going to try to take everything about you. And to that, we're saying hell to the no. Hell to the no. This brother brings up a good point here. Let's go here real quick.
Man, y'all notice these Africans won't claim Egypt, but they'll claim the American Negro. What's up with that, man? They done turned Egypt into the goddamn Middle East. Made y'all think it ain't even in Africa. They ain't got no problem with that. Them supposed to be they motherfucking people. They don't give a fuck about that, but they thirsty as hell to claim us. They thirsty as hell to attach themselves to the American Negro, man. What they know about us, man. Think about that shit, man. These motherfuckers having a heart attack that we saying we ain't African.
And it's messing them up, family. It's messing them up because they know, one, us figuring out who the hell we are, us standing on our business, lineage-wise, that's been literally putting them in a target. That's been basically separating the dynamic of who's who and who's representing what. Salute to our sister Angelica Lena. Blessings and thank you for being here, family. What we're doing is messing with their bag. And they don't like it. And so now, as our brother said, they're out here trying to claim everything about us. And Dr. Umar thinks that we should be buddy-buddy with that. Well, let's hear what some of the family think. I don't want to just assume I know. We're going to check into it. Let's go here.
What's going on, y'all? Is it me, or do y'all find it strange or funny that now all of the stay away from the Akata people now all of a sudden are calling us family? We all must be African, and everything about what we eat, black-eyed peas and okra, goes back to Africa. However, I keep asking this question: what country on the continent of Africa do foundational Black American freedmen belong to? Can anyone, and I mean anyone, answer that question? If you could tell us that 400 years of being in America, we still have some kind of biological connection to have our creations here in this country inspired by the continent of Africa, then you should be able to tell us where in Africa is replicating the actions that we do here, since it's so much of a DNA tie. Somebody let me know, please.
Salute to our brother Beatzilla PDX, because that's exactly what I've been saying this whole time here, especially with the food situation. How can it be that you guys have, or we mimicked you guys when it comes to our cooking style or anything? They're trying to claim everything, our dancing, everything. But yet there is no counterpart to that over there in Africa. It makes no sense. But for them, it doesn't have to, as long as they can continue to be tethered on to us. The nonsense that comes out of their mouth really doesn't matter to them. The lies, the manipulation, it doesn't matter to them. They will tell you that it was God ordained if they have to. And we ain't having it.
I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers or anything, but am I the only person, Black, African-American person, who remembers when anybody else who was a part of the African diaspora used to differentiate themselves from us? Like, oh, I'm not Black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not Black, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black, I'm Panamanian. But now it's like, bro, we're all Black. I don't know. It's like now that we're on the forefront, which we've always been, but now that it's really trending, it's like, I don't know, they want to claim it as theirs. But before, they had to make sure that everybody knew that they were foreign and they were not like us.
That's it. That's all. It's getting clearer and clearer in the everyday foundational Black American's mind that we are not the same. That's it. We are different. And the things that make us different, they hate to the core of themselves. To their very being, they hate it. And we're just minding our FBA business, living our damn lives. And they got to find a way to slither their way on into that life so that they can anchor themselves within Blackness.
So I'm starting to see all of these videos from people in the African diaspora that have a problem with FBAs and that's beefing with FBAs because they look at it as a divide and conquer tactic, right? And they think that FBAs are playing into the division, okay? Where one, that is not even what a lot of FBAs have even said, right? So we have to talk about that. Y'all giving whole history lessons and all of this different stuff. That shit ain't necessary. So here's how I feel about it, okay? I feel that if you truly care about Black American people, then you would understand how you are being used. You would understand how you are being used to cause harm to Black American people, okay? And I'm talking Black American people, FBAs who are direct descendants of enslaved people, okay? Many different times. We had a senator, I do believe it was a senator, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, who kept going to Congress presenting the argument for reparations. How they were denying this argument is saying we have a whole bunch of Black people who immigrated here from other countries. So how do we know who is descendants of slaves and who is not descendants of slaves in order to go ahead and give them, you know, that 40 acres and a mule? They literally brought y'all here to use y'all to get them off the hook from giving us what they owed our ancestors. Okay? So the separation from y'all is necessary on a political front for that reason. Not only that, when we march and we rally for community initiatives to help us who have been subjugated, marginalized, disenfranchised for generations, they messing around and giving y'all the money and y'all just got here. You can even observe this in Hollywood. Black Americans asked for more representation in Hollywood. What did they do? What did they do? They used Zoe Saldana, who is 3/4 Dominican and 1/4 Puerto Rican, passing her ass off as a Black American actress. They keep importing Black actors and actresses from Britain, from the UK, okay, and keep using the ones who come from Africa or come from the Caribbean and still disenfranchising and not giving full representation or work to Black American people. When it comes to opportunities, right, they're still giving it to y'all before giving it to the people who blood, sweat, and tears are on this land to receive these opportunities, right? And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like y'all know that's what it's about. Y'all just don't give a fuck because you want to continue reaping the benefits that are supposed to be going to Black Americans, that are supposed to be going to the descendants of slaves to give equity to the descendants of slaves that they have been systemically oppressing for generations. And I'm not saying that Africans on the continent ain't have a messed up situation dealing with apartheid. That shit fucked up, but you got to take that up with them. I'm not saying that Caribbeans don't have a history of slavery and fuck shit that went on with them. But again, you have to take it up with the country that did it to you. Okay? We are trying to take it up with the country that did it to us. Okay? That's the whole thing about it. So talking about this divide, oh, it's a division tactic, oh, it's this. No, y'all ass is standing in the way. It's playing in to the continuation of systemic poverty, okay? It's playing into the continuation of them dodging and dancing and tap dancing around what they were supposed to give to our ancestors, okay? Playing into all the bullshit that they have been doing, okay? And let's keep it all the way real. When Black Americans told y'all about how freaking real shit here is, y'all didn't even believe us. Y'all thought we was lying till you got over here and they started showing you how they treat Black people. Not giving a damn if you African, you Jamaican, you this, you that. They was like, bitch, a nigga is a fucking nigga. And y'all didn't believe that shit till you got here. Now you want to be like, oh, we need unity. Oh, we need to stand together. Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that. No, we don't. No, we don't. Not after making fun of us for all the things we were made fun of for. Where are you from? Where are you really from? And we're not like y'all. We different. We different. We don't have this going on. We don't have that going on. We work hard. We're not lazy. We're not ghetto. We're not thugs. We're not this. We're not that. All of the separation, the division and bullshit y'all did, please, please, please spare us. Spare us. And it's not no shade, it's not no tea. I support the folk on the continent. I hope them countries receive liberation and freedom. I really do. Okay? But you cannot stand on our liberation and our freedom to continuously uplift yourselves while saying FBAs are the problem. Fuck all that. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it because your girl getting fed the fuck up. Like, we see y'all. We see you. Right? We see you. We know you got needs and shit too. Okay, but damn it, we need to get ours. Okay, we need to get ours. We already laid a foundation for y'all. We laid a foundation for y'all to come here. We laid civil rights down for you. We did all kinds of shit. Please give us free and give us peace. All right? Good Lord.
Hey, when you got to say it simple and plain like that, sometimes you just got to do it because people just act like they don't know what they're doing. And I think it's all a ruse. I think it's all people who know what's going on. I think it's all people who want to make sure they protect their interests because their interests don't align with ours. They know if our interests come through and when our interests come through, their whole situation is screwed. Their bag is gone. They're the buffer class. They are the buffer class in Black America. So, of course, they don't want to lose that buff. Once they remove that buff, Now you're going to see a spiral that they've never seen in America since they've gotten here. That spiral is going to be so fast. It's going to be like you looking in the toilet after the flush. That's why they don't want it. And that's why they actively work against it. You don't see people working as hard as the African to say we don't deserve reparations. Before, it was the white man. It was all the napkins. Now, it went from the napkins to the Latinos, to the Caribbeans, to the Africans. And none of them want us to get what is owed to us. And we're supposed to have camaraderie with these people. We're supposed to lay our stuff down to uplift them, according to, Dr. Kubar. Let's go here.
So I don't know how it is on TikTok like that because I'm just getting back on the platform and I'm mostly on Twitter. So I'll speak from a Twitter perspective. When it comes down to the American Indian and Black American, those who choose to identify as such, right? And we know that we're indigenous to America, we always get chastised and had to be from Africa or forced to say that we're from Africa just to make other people feel satisfied. We don't do this to other people, right? They don't do this to Europeans, saying that they have to trace their African origins and their African roots. They don't say this to the Chinese or different Asiatic groups to say, oh, you got to trace your origins back to Africa. They don't say this to Middle Easterns, Arabs, saying they had to trace their origins back to Africa when everyone is supposed to come from Africa, right? And heck, even on Twitter, right? They don't even do this to other melanated ethnic groups like Caribbeans. They don't try to go and force Caribbeans to say, hey, you're from Africa. They might try to say this to Melanesians or Aboriginals in Australia and that landmass. They might do that to them, right? But when it comes to the people that are Black American, American Indian, we have to be African.
I spoke about this several times before because I said this, man, even napkin people come from Africa. You don't see the same push for them. You don't see the same push for any of the Caribbeans because in those African terms, they say that, well, they got their own thing going on, and so do we. And so do we. But for them, it's not about really pulling everybody else into Pan-Africanism. No. It's about keeping us there because they gain the most benefit with us being there. They don't gain any benefit with the Caribbean being there. They don't gain any benefit with the white man being there. Because the white man ain't going to give you nothing. They only gain benefit with Pan-Africanism whenever Black Americans are participating within the Pan-Africanism. Why? Because Pan-Africanism is a one-sided game. It's a one-sided game. It's just like what the one tether said in Tariq's space. If you all get reparation, where does that leave us? Exactly. They already know where it leaves them. It leaves them right on the bottom. It leaves every illegal right on the bottom. As they should be. You're coming into a country that we built by grace of us. You're a guest. You're supposed to wipe your feet off and take off your shoes. But instead, you want to try to run the house. You want us to be the foundation of your success. And we ain't here for none of that. We ain't here for none of that. all you folks are running around here acting as if you have the right to have opinions and all of that. We ain't hearing none of that. We're done. Let's go here.
Okay, this is the last misconception I'm going to clear up for the day. So the myth that Native American tribes in the South had African people enslaved is just that, a myth, because we were also freed with the 14th Amendment. That's why we're given freedmen cards. So somebody's got to be lying. We can't be, in the legal terminology, said we had African descent, not that we were African. And the real reason why they did that is because we were considered rebel states. We were being punished for siding with the Confederacy, and we were also being punished for the Haitian Revolution at the same time. So a way to punish us was to say that we had African descent and no interest in the soil. Doesn't make it true. We are the original people of the Indies that was taken with the doctrine of discovery in 1492 by Christopher Columbia. That's where I want to go. Christopher Columbus, he claimed the Indies, which was Florida and Haiti, the same tribe. So that's how we got targeted as being Africans, but we are not that. That's why we're freed with the 14th Amendment. So I'm sorry that you don't understand that, because you were miseducated, and I apologize for that. But your miseducation and your strength behind it doesn't make you right. My legal research makes me right, and I don't have a problem with telling you I know I'm right, because I know I'm right.
That simple. It's that simple. So many people want to have a say on who we are, where we come from, how we got here, if we were even here. And it makes no sense. Why aren't you worried about your people in your own land, in your homeland? How did y'all get to the area that you're in? Because, we know Africa was chopped up and given to different European nations. So this group that used to be over here wasn't really over here anymore. They had to migrate over here. And one group that was once named this is no longer named that. They're going by Nigerian. We know, we have documents and records that date back before many of these countries in Africa even existed. So no, we're done listening to these people. We're done letting these people think that they have the right to conversate with us or add their 2 pennies into a conversation that has nothing to do with them. A lot of people, they feel entitled to be able to jump into our business. They feel entitled. And we're saying no on all areas, in all areas of foundational Black Americanness. It's a hell no for us. You need to be sitting the hell back and getting the hell out of our business. Because no matter what you say, it doesn't matter to us. What makes you think that you have the ability to be in proximity with me? Let's go here, family. Let's go here.
Anybody outside of Black people that's making opinions on hip hop, I just really want you to shut the fuck up. Like, do y'all have cultures? Why is it 2 Indian American niggas?
Yeah. Why?
Did they close all the gas stations?
Did they close all the gas stations? Is cold work. Shout out and salute shalom to our sister Miriam. I appreciate you for being here, my sister. This dude is cold work for that one. I ain't gonna lie. Did they close all the gas stations?
Don't you niggas have enough? Damn, you want hip hop too? Give me 20 on pump 5. Put the mic down, pick the pump up.
And a pack of Phillies. Son.
Yeah. And a Philly blunt and a banana cognac, bitch.
It's a Philly, son.
I'm just saying, man, don't y'all got like y'all own cultures, nigga, gas station culture, Bollywood culture, something to talk about. Bring some culture to America from your motherland, nigga. We talk about the shit we created, and then y'all want to come up with like, this shit come from people that are in predominantly white spaces being fascinated with black people. And fascinated by our culture because by all means, I think that there's an astonishment about us.
For sure.
How do these people stay so like funny, so upbeat? How do they continue to thrive and create an environment that clearly is determined to destroy them? We've always existed. You understand what I'm saying? This is a very important thing that people have to think about on a genetic level. If you hear, you've always existed.
Always been here.
So if you've always been here, you have more information than the last 400 years. The bulk of your information is from living in abundance. You don't have no reason to be a thief. The earth provides. What am I stealing for?
Everything we ever needed.
Everything we needed is right here. This shit provides everything for me. I don't have a reason to steal. Shit, really, only thing I got time to do is tell stories, laugh, dance, learn, and everybody find their spot. You find out what you good at. You ain't good on the drums. You find out what you do. Just create. Niggas is using their imagination. Niggas have a different connection with the land around them. Niggas have respect for animals.
Right.
That's very simple, plain. Very plain and simple, to be honest with you, family. People feel like they have the right to be in our business. And it doesn't matter what category it's in, whether it's in music, whether it's in business, education, politics. Everybody, for some damn reason, think that they have the right to tell us what we should be doing or who the hell we should be, where the hell we should be from, what the hell we should be claiming, who the hell created what. This is the nonsense that these people has convinced themselves they're able to do. And the pure fact of the matter is, we're like, hell no. Everybody can't go. That boat right there, the invitation list is very slim. And they're trying to find out what we're doing, how we're building this boat. Is there going to be any room in that boat? Also, they can get on the boat and start filling it with holes. Right now, they're trying to fill it. They're poking holes or trying to poke holes in the boat from outside of the boat. How you gonna hate? You can't even get in. So they're on the outside poking. And it ain't working. It's stressing them out. It's stressing them out. Yeah, Black Spider, they're obsessed with us. More obsessed than Eminem was with Mariah Carey. That's just crazy. They have no sense of boundaries. And that's because they get here and they get into these spaces, as our brother was talking about, these predominantly white spaces where they watch the white man talk like that about us and listen to him and take our inner, I don't want to say intercept, excuse me. They internalize everything that they hear in these white spaces. So then they become emboldened, which makes them think, oh, well, now I can do it because I be talking stuff about these Black Americans. These Black Americans are no good. So I can go and now do what the white folks do, which is try their hardest to stay in our business and or sabotage. That's the facts. Let's go here.
I wanted to come on here and say, why do Pan-Africans push African identities on people who don't have African ancestry? You have people like OHF and J History telling people they're African with no proof besides a fake slave story and phenotypes. We all know that all melanated people don't come from Africa. Groups like the Pacific Islanders and other melanated people around the world, just because you have dark skin and curly hair doesn't make you African. We have closer relations to oceanic people than West Africans.
More and more people, and I'm starting to notice that more and more people are being unapologetic about it. They're being unapologetic about letting people know you don't know what the hell you're talking about, but let me schools you for a little bit.
You asked, do you believe that there were both indigenous blacks and a Atlantic slave trade? I believe the Atlantic slave trade is absolutely fucking false. Absolutely fucking false. Absolutely. The reason why I think it's false is white people are lazy. White people are lazy. Okay? So you're going to go 8,000 miles to Africa, right? And you said you're stealing the people. You're not going to the slave markets. You're not going to the slave markets. You're stealing people because you're broke. You're broke. I want you to just remember, keep this in mind. Everything I'm saying, I want you to keep it in mind. Keep what I'm saying in mind. There was no navigational system. No navigational system. No maritime. So you was doing this shit on a wing and a what? Prayer. So you went to Africa the first time and you stole people. Mind you, they said they stole hundreds of people. Their ships only held 40 people. Let me run that shit back. Their ships only held 40 fucking people. So how you get 8, 9, 10, 1,000 people on a ship that only holds 40 people? First fucking lie, okay? And you know what? That ain't even the first lie. And I want to make sure you understand. So you stole 100, 200, 300 black people with no resistance. Now, mind you, this is 1400s. You stole black people with no resistance. When was the gun invented? You brought a musket, my bitch. You brought a musket.
Hey, family. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I've never thought about it like that either. She said you brought a musket, my bitch. You had to reload. It took you almost 5 minutes to reload one bullet. A musket. Talking about you collected millions of people with muskets. That's a solid point.
So I'm charging at you and I'm shooting bow and arrows at your ass, and you're stopping and stuffing a bullet in a fucking bag in with a stick to shoot at me. And let's just say you made it to Africa and you stole, 40 people. I want you to tell me what motherfucking Africans saw your ship come up, because I want you to keep in mind of a cruise liner. You could see that bitch coming 1,000 miles out. So you saw a ship pull into Africa and they rolled up. Bitch, they ain't on no motorboat. You rolled up and stole 40 people. And you mean to tell me Africans didn't chase your fucking ass down? The people who invented boating and sailing didn't chase your ass down for their people. Mind you, those ships only traveled 4 miles per hour. So it took 6 months to get back to the Americas. That you claim you stuffed hundreds of people in a boat only holding 40 people. Come on now, come on. I want you to keep up with me. You lose your ability to walk in 7 days. So those 40 slaves, if they didn't die from dysentery and fucking disease, so you might have came back with 2 or 3 people. Babe, the risk outweighed the reward. Like, come on. So you mean to tell me you went back again? You went back to Africa again to steal? So you're saying that the people in Africa don't remember a boat full of fucking dirty ass white people showing up and stealing 40 to 50 people, and they don't have that in their fucking cerebellum to fucking take your ass out the next time your ass come back? That don't make no sense. So you saying to me some white people roll up in the hood and steal 10 people, and you don't remember them the next time they come back? White people have a delusion of grandeur. That's the reason why they invented white supremacy. Okay, it's a delusion that they want you to believe that they traveled across the sea like heroes and warriors. That's why they keep saying they're Vikings and stole black people. And the only reason why they're in power is because of diseases.
Family, tell me she didn't go the hell off. And this is my point. Like, let's say a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, it'd be taboo. We'd be the only people still sitting here saying these things. But now we done pushed it into the national lexicon, and more people are doing more research, and more people are starting to feel that power that comes from the research, that power that comes from the ancestors. Once you learn who the hell you are, you can now connect with them, and they can connect back with you, and they can give you their full power that comes from the land that you built, the land that you belong to. All of that, it stems through you, it runs through your blood when you know who you are. And can't nobody tell you different. That's what they're hating right now. No matter what they say, they can't tell us a damn thing. And you can't move us off our square. All these years, we've allowed people to move us off our square. This time around, we're unwaverable. We're unmovable. And we're undistracted. Let's go here.
Some people think that there were indigenous Black people in the Americas. Children were left behind. The schools need to be reopened.
Part fucking 273 on how Black people was indigenous to America. Let's go. Okay, so this is Cheeto Harjo. Remember that. And remember his face. Okay, we're gonna hop into this book right quick. I dropped this book in another previous video, so I don't want to read all the paragraphs, but in this paragraph, it is explaining the complexion of the Seminoles, and also at the bottom, the Seminoles do not differ from the Creek Indians. Now, Cheeto Harjo was the leader of the Creek Indians in 1906. We're gonna hop into this book right quick. Okay, so we're gonna start right here. In testimony before Congress in 1906, the Creek leader Cheeto Harjo expressed sentiments felt by other Indians as well. Quote, I hear the government is cutting up my land and giving it away to Black people. Oh, I want to know if this is so. These Black people, who are they? They are Negroes that came here as slaves. They have no right to this land. Cheeto Harjo raised an important question. Who are they? Are they members of the tribe? Are they members of the Black community? Are they Black Indians? So not only does the WPA cover slave narratives, it also covers any injustice that has to do with colored or Negro people. So let's start here. Oral interviews collected by the WPA in the 1930s reveal that one man, Henry Battius of Indian and Black heritage, reported that he came to enroll with the Dawes Commission as his father was an Indian, but the Dawes Commission did not put him on the rolls as an Indian, but put him on the rolls as a freedman. So he selected 40 acres of land as a freedman. Had his Indian ancestry been recognized, he'd have received 160 acres. Because you asked, what's the plot? That's the plot. Last book, I promise. Slavery in Kentucky. As an aftermath of the mob outbreak in Lexington, fully 150 men wearing black masks and calling themselves quote-unquote Black Indians marched through the streets of the city on the following evenings, maltreating many Negroes and tarring and feathering others on the public square. You good or you need more?
Family. Like I said, there's so much information out here. And just a couple of years ago, you wouldn't have even known. It would have been just us giving this information. But now you got family finding other resources outside of the resources that we've been bringing to people for years now. So yeah, we're very keen on who we are. We know who we are. We're not this people who have been just, confused over the past few years. No, we did the work. We didn't put our foot to ground and foot to ass in order to make sure we know who we are and what our lineage is. And these people don't like it. Us knowing our lineage takes away from them and their bag. Because now we're not just going to run around here fighting for any and every black person. That's it. We want lineage-based policies. We want lineage-based protections. And we're going to get it. Let's go here real quick. It's just a couple more things I want to touch on before we get up out of here. We're almost done. Let's go here.
Hello, it's the Caribbean Queen, and today I want to talk about Black Americans and their relationship with Puerto Ricans.
Now notice, I want you to notice throughout this video that now people are trying to get nicer. They're trying to repaint the relationships between us and their culture. They're trying to repaint how the relations of us and them actually happen, and then try to compare what they're going through to what we're going through, even though a lot of these Puerto Ricans have been coming out doing the same thing that she claims other Latinos have been doing to them. But let's go in.
The other day, I went to a barbecue that was hosted by South American people. They were very nice people, and I'm very grateful that they invited me. But they were playing a lot of Puerto Rican music. The majority of their music was Puerto Rican. And it made me think, because the Caribbean specifically, Caribbean Hispanics have always been looked at as the ghetto ones or the black ones or the uneducated ones who don't know how to speak Spanish compared to the other Hispanic communities. Yet they will take the sound of these Caribbean people. And although I'm talking about Puerto Ricans, I'll even go ahead and include Cuba and Dominican Republic in this conversation, because they make sure to take what they like, but leave what they don't like from our community. Similar to what they do with Black Americans.
So notice how she started off with that. She makes sure that she brings up a whole different Latino group and how they take from their people, but they don't want the culture of the people. They don't like the people, but they want the music of the people. Much like they do with Black Americans. But here's the thing, you all know that, and then you get here and do the same thing. And she goes on to prove my point when she says this next piece.
They take the AAVE and they take the aesthetic, but they'll leave the struggle. And then they'll act like they came up with it, like they created it. And in general, I just don't think people really give Black Americans their flowers. Anybody who knows me knows that I really don't care for the American culture. I don't like what's promoted in it. But after speaking with people on TikTok from all over the world and seeing how Black Americans have influenced every group of people in this planet, it reminds me of in Deuteronomy when the Most High says that these things will be like a wonder. And it is a wonder. It is a wonder how a group of people who have been so oppressed, enslaved, kept down can be so influential that everyone wants to be like them, including my people too. because I would be a liar to sit up here and act like Black Americans have not completely influenced the Caribbean. The way that Puerto Ricans look and dress, that is from Black Americans.
Whoa, wait a second. If you leave it up to Fat Joe and Busted Rhymes, they would say that, Caribbeans influenced Black Americans, that Puerto Ricans influenced Black Americans. They even tried to say they helped create hip hop. I don't know. Did you check with Fat Joe about this before you did this video? Did you check with Crazy Legs when you did this before you did this video? I'm just wondering. I don't think that they would agree with you. I mean, it's the truth, but I'm just saying. Gotta call a spade a spade.
You have Japanese people making trap music. So that is a wonder. And that's why they are exploited in this country, because everybody knows that they are the trendsetters. And then you'll have African people trying to cling on to that. No, because the first chance they get, they literally remind us that we were slaves. And I do recall a time in history when Black Americans and Puerto Ricans were like this. Like there was Black Panthers that were Puerto Rican.
Very little Black Panthers who were Puerto Rican. It wasn't a whole subsection of the Puerto Rican community who were Black Panthers. No. You had maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3. And I'm being very generous by saying 2 or 3 and not 1 or 2.
And I just feel like, in a sense, we face the same things when it comes to our culture. So the way that other Black countries look at Black Americans is the way a lot of Hispanic countries look at Puerto Rico. And I understand that Black Americans and Puerto Ricans have the powerhouse of America backing them. And that might be why they are able to influence such a large, basically the whole world, because I think the #1 artist right now is a Puerto Rican man.
You see how she tried to throw that up in there, family? On one hand, she tried to say that the only reason why we have the ability to influence the world is because we have the American powerhouse backing us. And then she tried to go and say the most popular artist at this time is a Puerto Rican man. Family. No, not at all. One, we built the system that allows us to be influential around the world. If we didn't build this system, there would be no system for us to be the most influential around the world. That's one. And two, she tried to toss Puerto Ricans in there like they had a claim on that too. Y'all are not influential around the world. You're just not. But she damn sure tried to toss that in as if she started out with the lovey-dovey crap. I don't understand how we got here. Especially when we used to be like this. And then go right into telling some lies. Hold your own papaya. Shout out to Jesse for that.
And I want to say that if you don't know, the Black Americans here are from the tribe of Judah, and some of them are from the tribe of Gad, those who have native in them. So we are literally the people of the book. And I would like to get to a point where I see Black Americans and Puerto Ricans come back together, because I do feel like, in a sense, a lot of whitewashing is going on in my community, which is taking away the essence of what it is to be Puerto Rican. And I feel like the same thing has happened in the Black community. And because, like I said, they've been so exploited, it's going to lose its essence. on top of the fact that the colorism and racism that's promoted within the Black community. So I just want to take this moment to give Black Americans their flowers and let them know that they are the biggest influence on the face of the planet. And it's because they are chosen by the Most High God. And we should all turn back to him and keep his law, statutes, and commandments and go back to the culture which we came from. Because unlike what they tell you in school, you did not just pop up out of nowhere in the 1600s with no history, no religion, no language. We, the African diaspora that came in that transatlantic slave trade, we were somebody.
There's a lot of French going on. I see you, Angelic. Shout out to you, because there's a lot of French going on in this situation. We. But family, I want to say this, and we're going to end with this next thing here, because I got to show this before we get up out of here. Because these people, they're very, very disrespectful. They tried to change the narratives. They tried to change the history so that they can fit the story that they wanted to fit, so that they can push the agenda that they want to push. And it's very disrespectful. And I saw a post today, and this tether, oh my, she pissed me off, because Malcolm X, I revere Malcolm X. That's just somebody I hold in high regards. And this tether had the nerve to come out and say that he wasn't the first revolutionary in his family. His mother was, because she was Ghanaian. I'm going to play the clip, family, but we're going to get into this.
They love to tell us about Malcolm X, the fiery speaker, the fearless leader, the man who shook the world. But what if I tell you the real revolutionary in his family came before him? Meet Louise Little. She wasn't just Malcolm's mother. She was the first teacher, the first activist, and the first fighter in that household. Louise Little wasn't born into struggle. She was born into revolution. She was the daughter of Grenadian parents who believed in Black pride and independence long before it was a movement. She was fluent in English, French, and Creole, a journalist and an organizer in Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association. She raised Malcolm and his siblings to be self-sufficient. No begging, no waiting on white America to give them anything. She taught them about Africa, about Black nationalism, about dignity. She and her husband, Earl Little, fought for Black land ownership and economic freedom. And for that, white America made her a target. After Earl was unalived in what was almost certainly a racially motivated unaliving, Louise tried to hold the family together. She grew food, worked multiple jobs, refused to accept government assistance. But the state didn't like that. They declared her insane and took her children away. They locked her in a mental institution for 25 years. Her real crime? Being a strong Black woman who refused to be broken. And Malcolm? He never forgot. His mother's teachings became the foundation for his own movement. The world saw Malcolm X, but what they didn't see? The fire that was lit by Louise Little. They erased her because they didn't want us to know the truth. That Black women weren't just supporting the movement, we were the movement. She wasn't just Malcolm's mother. She was the revolution before the revolution. And the fact that we're still learning her name, that's proof of how dangerous she really was. Say her name, Louise Little.
Okay. I'm gonna pull this back, because we gotta slow roast this. This is worthy of a true breakdown, and this is going to be the last thing we do today. But family, this is worthy of a true breakdown, piece by piece, brick by brick. We're going to tear down this house of lies. Let's restart this.
They love to tell us about Malcolm X, the fiery speaker, the fearless leader, the man who shook the world. But what if I tell you the real revolutionary in his family came before him? Meet Louise Little. She wasn't just Malcolm's mother. She was the first teacher, the first activist, and the first fighter in that household.
Now, notice how she's trying to inflate the importance of Malcolm X's mother's position. But in the whim, she mentions the father. But when she mentions the father, it's like a pass-by sentence. He was just a member. But the mother is, she's just this high regarded person within the movement. Let's run that.
And before him, meet Louise Little. She wasn't just Malcolm's mother. She was the first teacher, the first activist, and the first fighter in that household. Louise Little wasn't born into struggle. She was born into revolution. She was the daughter of Grenadian parents.
So beyond the fact that she said that she was the first leader, the first activist, and the first fighter, we're going to put a pin in that and come right back to it. She mentions all of her greatness, basically, because she was Grenadian, born to Grenadian parents who believed in Black power way before there was a movement. How? When Grenadians didn't know about Blackness until we started pushing Blackness. Nobody considered themselves Black until Black Americans started pushing Blackness. James Brown, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. What is going on with these people? But she's trying to convince you that Malcolm X's mother's parents in Grenada was proud to be Black before Black was even the term in the way that it is now.
Who believed in Black pride and independence long before it was a movement. She was fluent in English, French, and Creole, a journalist and an organizer in Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association. She raised Malcolm and his siblings to be self-sufficient. No begging, no waiting on white America to give them anything. She taught them about Africa, about Black nationalism, about dignity. She and her husband, Earl Little, fought for Black land ownership and economic freedom.
Now, that was the pass-by phrase of Malcolm X's father, Earl Little. Now, she gives this grandiose introduction to Malcolm X's mother, but she does a flyby sentence for Earl Little. I want to take her logic and use it. Using her tether logic about who the real freedom fighter in the household would be, the real activist, the real revolutionary, if it isn't Malcolm X. By her logic, let me switch this up real quick. Because what she's doing is very deliberate. And she's trying to remove the foundational Black American greatness out of the situation. So let's go here. This is Wikipedia. Early years of Malcolm X. Okay. Earl was a local, and right where I got highlighted, this is what I'm reading. Earl was a local leader of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. And Luis served as secretary and branch reporter. So, using that logic, using her tether logic, wouldn't that make Malcolm X's father the first fighter? Wouldn't that make his father the first activist, the first revolutionary? Salute the FBA Strong. Thank you for being here, my brother. It makes no sense. Her logic makes absolutely no sense. You glorify her for her role in the organization, but yet she was the secretary of Malcolm X's father. So the leader would be Malcolm X's father. The head of the whole situation would be Malcolm X's father. And who's to say that he wasn't there way before Luis was? Usually, when you start up a branch, you have to have a president, you have to have a secretary, you have to have all these positions to fill. So if they started it together, just saying, if they started it together, the branch together, then she knew who the leader was, and he knew who the leader was because they had to select the leader. And the fact that he was the leader and Luis, excuse me, that should show you that what you're saying is complete rubble.
And for that, white America made her a target. After Earl was unalived in what was almost certainly a racially motivated unaliving.
It absolutely was. There's no question about it.
Louise tried to hold the family together. She grew food, worked multiple jobs, refused to accept government assistance. But the state didn't like that. They declared her insane and took her children away. They locked her in a mental institution for 25 years. Her real crime? Being a strong Black woman who refused to be broken. And Malcolm, he never forgot.
Family, do you see how this woman is trying to make Malcolm X origin story all about the situations with his mother? Now, don't get me wrong. With all due respect to his mother, I do believe that she had parts in this. But to try to make it like such a direct connection, that's such a damn reach. It's ridiculous. Also, you could say a Grenadian had something to do with the person Malcolm X became, when he really wasn't raised around her. And she's basically going to say something I want to touch on because it's going to touch on what I was going to say next. So let me hold on.
His mother's teachings became the foundation for his own movement.
That part. His mother's teachings became the foundation of his own movement, for his own movement. That is an absolute fallacy. You just removed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad completely from the damn story. You just removed the fact that Malcolm X didn't start out Malcolm X. He was Malcolm Little, and he was out in them streets. He was out in them streets, pimping can with a silk press. And it wasn't until he went to jail and he found the Nation of Islam did he turn his life around and came out into the streets representing Black unity. He wasn't walking the streets with the teachings of Marcus Garvey in his head. He wasn't out there spewing the teachings of Marcus Garvey. And anytime he spoke, he did not credit Marcus Garvey. He credited Elijah Muhammad. And whether you like it or not, he gave all respect and glory to Elijah Muhammad for pulling him out of that mindset that he was in. So the fact that she's like, and he never forgot it. He took what he learned from his mother and made it a intricate part of his. No, some of that may be true, but no. If that was the case, he wouldn't have needed Elijah Muhammad. He would have already had the mental fortitude to go out there and actually rep for foundational Black Americans, to preach foundational Black American unity. So that's the very devilish deed that this woman is doing. Trying to remove not only the Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but also the role that his father, who led that part of the organization, that that branch of the organization, who his mother sat under. She's trying to lift him, just remove him too. And people think that we should have camaraderie with these kind of people. These people think that we should literally welcome these type of people with open arms as they push the erasure of our people, as they push nonsensical agendas on our people that doesn't benefit us at all, as they run around trying to push pretenders and politicians on us and say we should support them. This is the dumb ignorance that they keep trying to bring to us, as if we don't have a logical cell inside of the mind that we have. All of these people are intellectually deceptive and just flat out liars. But a tether is going to tether. That's just what it is. A tether is going to tether. That's what I come to expect from these disingenuous anchor babies. Jacoby and Fleer tether. Salute, Miriam. Salute to you, sister. 100. No, you're absolutely correct, family. And we should. And they're wondering why we're not like just as nice as we used to be. Because we see, as soon as we open the door and try to welcome you in, the first thing you do is try to find a way to burn down the house. You see us out here building this boat. It's about to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. And while we're building, the second we go to sleep, y'all over there trying to sabotage. And you're sitting here with your black face doing it. Using your black face to try to shoehorn any and everybody into our history, into our plight. That's erasure. She deliberately didn't say anything about Lewis until she brought up the fact that her Luis and damn, I'm spacing on the having a brain fart right now. God dang it. God dang it. Earl, there we go. Earl. Excuse me. It's been a long one, family. But she deliberately left Earl out of the situation until Luis and Earl started purchasing land together. And I feel that's because if you went looking for that information, you would see that she wasn't doing it alone. I think she would have left Earl off of that situation if you couldn't look up and fact check yourself. The same way she tried to make Earl just look like just another member. But the mom was the first activist, the first teacher, the first revolutionary, the first fighter in the family. This is how desperate these people are. So no, we ain't dealing with you folks no more. Dr. Kubar, you can keep these folks. The black delegation has traded everybody out. We're starting from scratch from the foundation. That's just what it is. And truthfully, it wasn't really you wasn't really ever in the black delegation, to be honest with you. You were in the Caribbean delegation, or you were in the African delegation, or you was in the wherever you came from delegation, but you were not truly in the black delegation. You were just spies within our delegation. You were literally infiltrators within our delegation, and you're showing the infiltration every day. This is what it is. This is what it is. Shout out to our sister Miriam. Let me get your comment here. This is the danger of immigrants, illegal aliens. They are trying to rewrite our story with division, history, storytelling lies. And the position that they hold politically, we got to get them out. All the positions they hold politically, we need to get them out. You're absolutely correct. They were on the sidelines of the delegation the whole time, just waiting for their chance to jump in. Put me in, coach. And the second anybody go to put them in, they drop the ball. Fumble, young man, fumble. But family, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing left to say on this. We've been so vocal, and we're going to continue to be vocal in letting people know that we ain't rocking. As a matter of fact, this is our message to all of them, to them all.
If you're ethnic Black American, continue to delineate or start delineating. That's the message.
Because if you ain't delineating, all you're doing is putting situations on you. You can be somebody's whipping mule if you want. You can carry the water for these folks if you want. But guess what? We're not going to be doing it. You're going to be the one lonely Negro over there. And then when they start turning on you, you're going to try to swing your little butt back on this side. And we're going to be like, nah. You can carry on your way. Carry on your wayward son. We're done. We're at the point where everybody can't go. Family members, friends. Nana want to stay on the land while we're jumping on this boat. Nana, I'm sorry. I got to go. At this point in time, it isn't about convincing people because all of these people are already convinced themselves. It's about reminding each other, hey, you know what? It may seem kind of harsh. And it may seem like we're being rude, but yeah, all y'all issues, how you feel about us, where we come from, or what you think our lineage is. To be honest with you, we're running around saying the same thing. That's it. So if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you hit that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. With that being said, family, please make sure that you're guarding your peace. And if you got to go off on a person and let them know exactly what it is, then go ahead and go off on a person and let them know exactly what it is. And do it unapologetically, because a lot of people know what they're doing. A lot of people, these people know what they're doing. They might be playing stupid. But I'll play this.
People know exactly what they're doing until they get exposed.
And then they want to run around talking about, no, it's not like that, my brother. But we're all family. We should stick together. We should stick together. But your actions don't show that. What your actions show is that you're the opposition, afraid of our competition. And that's what that is. But before we get up out of here, family, let me go ahead and give a B1 salute and a shout out to our members. Stolen Ancestors, thank you for being a member, sister. Miss Denise, shout out to you. Thank you for being a member, sister. Our sister Black Spider, shout out to you and thank you for being a member, sister. Shabazz American Freeman, shout out to you and thank you for being a member, my brother. And Elaine, excuse me, Zanga, excuse me. Shout out to you for being a member. Blessings to all of you and thank you for your contributions. Family, we're at a point where it's all or nothing and we ain't taking nothing. What Denzel say, I'm from around the way. We leaving with something. We are leaving with something. And they don't have to like it. They don't have to love it. But your damn show can't stop it. And you can either like what I say or hate what I say, but you can't check what I say. And with that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. Yeah. So fuck everybody. I'm off.